The real reason why this POI right here is not valid, it's quite simple. It's because it's just not connected to any fair value gap or imbalance. Let me show you why. Because right here, right, we do have a fair value gap. And now you will tell me, but yes, there is a fair value gap right here. What do you mean it's not connected to the POI? The thing is, it's not. Why? There is an empty space right here, you see? There is a gap between basically the box of the fair value gap and the box of the POI. There is a gap. And this gap is meaning that the POI is invalid. When we're looking for POIs, you don't want to have this gap. You want the two boxes to basically be connected to each other, right? You want them to be close like this, right? So this means that as this not connected, this fair value gap is not valid. So that means that this this fair value gap is valid, but the POI is not valid. So that means it's shall by. But if you go on the 1 hour, you'll see right here that we do have two 1 hour POIs that there are valid. So right here and right here, those two 1 hour POIs are valid. Let me explain again why. Because if we take the same concept that we had previously, we do have a fair value gap exactly right here, but you see the difference. The two boxes are connected. So this means that this POI is now valid. Same thing right here. We do have a fair value gap right here and the box is connected. Yes, the fair value gap got a little bit mitigated, so this got just created as an imbalance, but still, we still have a box that is connected to the POI that is left with an imbalance right here. So this POI is valid. So this is how you can differentiate a valid POI from an invalid POI. Looks like there's no fair value gap. That's what I was explaining on the previous week too. Looks like there's no fair value gap. So you think, that's POI, that POI is not valid. But the thing is, no, that POI is still valid. Let me explain why this POI is still valid, even if it looks like there's no fair value gap. The real reason is because the fair value gap is tiny, and sometimes you need to zoom. Like, don't be afraid to zoom in, because if you zoom in, look what appears. Wow, a fair value gap, you see? So even if it looks like on the higher time frame there's no fair value gap, if you zoom in, you'll see that there is a little fair value gap here. So the POI is valid. So don't get fooled that you see that there is no fair value gap, because that's wrong. And if you zoom in, this POI is valid because it's connected to a fair value gap exactly right here.